it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the Cancer season astrology video. This is the reading that will have all of the important astrological dates and tell you why you're feeling when. So be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon gets everything first. Patreon.com/justjeverything for free content. Check out my Instasham at justj_everything, TikTok at justjeverything, and for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. So, hydrate, light it if you got it. I'm only pulling one card at the end just because I can't help myself. But let's go ahead and create a safe space for spirit to flow. My benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you. Hydrate. Light it if you got it. Listen to your body, because we are now entering the season of I feel. And this is cardinal water. And Cancer comes with claws. And we're going to have access to those Cancerian claws in Cancer season. And it's giving waba, it's giving like protector, nurturer in this enclosing kind of space. Cancer is the private life, the inner circle, the circle of trust. Very Cancer man, that role, Cancer dad. But this season is all about intuiting. It's also like may have you feeling like hella homebody, you know, and so don't be surprised if you're like feeling really comfortable in your skin, really comfortable in your environment. I feel like do what you can to get comfortable in your skin, to get comfortable in your environment, especially now that Mars is in Leo and will be going into Virgo this season. So the big thing that came through for this Cancer season was in Cancer season 2023, your emotions must become safe territory. You have got to feel safe, like treading in like the marsh of your emotions. That imagery just came through real clear. And it's going to feel squishy, it's going to feel soft, it may feel unstable, like, but you've got to trust like you can fucking swim. And if you can't, then it's time to acquire those skills. And that may be emotionally, spiritually, or in the physical real world. If you can't swim in 2023, we need to fix that. And let's fix that in cardinal water season and Cancer season. I just feel like it's time to create a safe space within yourself so that you can create a safe space externally. So within, so without. The above is of the below is of the above. So I feel like if it feels safe here, you'll start to see the shift in safety in your physical 3D day-to-day world. So on June 21st, Cancer gets the sun. And there is this hot FBI interrogation style spotlight on your emotions. And it's like the ring light, you know, the glare of the ring light that won't go away. So whatever, and Mars was already there and planted this seed of like motivation and energy, like the energetic like seed and like the energetic desire, like us having the desire. I feel like because Mars governs, Scorpio is I desire, and Mars co-rules Scorpio. So I do feel like Mars has a lot to do with our desires, and I feel like there will be a desire to feel, a desire to unload, a desire to like offload or unpack these emotions. It must become safe to feel. And if there are other people in the way getting in the way of that, then that has to be handled. That has to be addressed. Because in Cancer season, there's going to be this, you know, spotlight on our family, on our roots, on our mother, on our maternal bloodline, on also the paternal bloodline as well, with Mars being in Leo. Just family in general, the past, and how to get to the fucking end of the matters is going to be like spotlighted, highlight. It's going to come up. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunities to initiate growth, to initiate change. This is when, that's when we are, this is a cardinal season. Cardinal seasons initiate their season. And so this is the initiation of summer. And things are bountiful. This is the season of the good mother, because things are plentiful and abundant. And in this season, since things are have the opportunity to be plentiful and abundant, it's just like time to get on that. Getting comfortable in that plentiful and abundant kind of mindset. On June 26th, Mercury enters Cancer, and shit gets deep. It's funny because it's like, it is that deep. It is that deep, but it isn't that deep, but it is that deep. With Mercury in Cancer, there is like this push for quality over quantity versus Mercury being in Gemini, which variety is the spice of life, and you just want, you know, like a little bit of a taste of everything. Mercury going into Cancer really brings an intensity. It ramps up like a swelling, the wave, like the pulling in of the wave. That's what Mercury going into Cancer, that's what that feels like. That's the imagery that just came through. And so I do feel like it's going to color our thoughts and our words with emotion and feeling and intuition, and this kind of like familial glue starts to form. And it ain't got to be your blood to be your family. So on June 30th, Neptune retrogrades in Pisces, and Neptune is reality, mysticism. Neptune governs, and Pisces governs like jails and mental institutions. And so I do feel like this Neptune retrograde, it's like it's like time to update the prescription of like of the lens that you're looking at life through. And I feel like Neptune retrograding in Pisces, excuse me, is really going to like shatter yet again the rose-colored glasses that you're wearing. Like those still aren't the right prescription. Some of us were like way like ridiculously optimistic to the point of delusional. Now some of us are like becoming nihilists and like ridiculously pessimistic. So I do feel like there is a balancing out, and just a new reality check that's going to be coming in. And I don't feel like, and I'm not putting a pejorative spin on that. That's you. Don't do that. Allow yourself to anticipate and be excited about balancing. That doesn't mean discomfort every time. Just because a change comes in doesn't mean that it has to be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? And that is what the mutable seasons are for. In Gemini season, I feel like hopefully it helps you to just like go with the fucking flow a little bit, you know? Loosen the fuck up. You're not in control anyway. So on July 3rd, we have the full moon in Capricorn. I'll do a separate video, of course. But this is like a shift in long-term goals because Pluto is back in Capricorn, and I just feel like new things have come to light, and this full moon in Capricorn is going to help you figure out what you need to let go of that you've been holding on to, that your claws have been like dug into for too long. And I feel like this is going to be affecting your public life, your private life, your day-to-day life. I feel like this is, these are like really individual and personal choices, so it's going to manifest very differently for everyone. But I do feel like there's stuff that's gotten in the way of your career, stuff that has gotten in the way of you having maybe the love life or the reputation or the legacy, you know, that you're wanting. And I just feel like there's a shift on your concept on all those things. So be open, let your mind change. on Mars. On Mars. Yes, on Mars. We're going there next. On July 10th, Mars goes into Virgo, and thank God, I'm so excited. I just feel like a desire and a motivation to analyze, to organize. It's just like, finally, structure. An ability to, like, I feel like you're going to be you're going to want structure, you're going to want discipline. There is this, like, leveling up that I feel like will be, exciting for the people who are good about changing, but if you are really stubborn and you don't like the universe or other people pointing out like constructive criticisms, if you can't handle, you know, criticism or constructive criticism, or if you can't shift yourself, then the divine has to bring in other people to generate constructive criticism. And don't you dare be like overly sensitive and just like, oh, that hurt my feelings because I need to change this and I know I need to change this and you said something about. On July 11th, Mercury goes into Leo. And I just feel like everything gets so grandiose, especially after like Mercury in Cancer. There's and Mars in Virgo now. There is just this kind of grandiose quality that thing, like, I just feel like things get better. They get more romantic. They get a bit more competitive. I feel like there's a way more, the pace picks up. It feels kind of 8 of Wands. Like the pace picks up, and I just feel like you've got the energy, you've got the trajectory in mind. You've got to hold tight to the vision. Because on July 17th, we have the full moon in Cancer, and I'll of course do a separate video, but this is definitely a big emotional release. You know, the full moons on the DC and IC, like, there's just I just feel like the kind of release that is like noticeable in your life. I feel like there's like these changes that are coming in. They're not just all these internal changes that we've been, you know, dealing with for the last like 2-3 years. I feel like things are changing in real time in our real life. And so it's time to just get really vulnerable. What needs to stay, what needs to go. And, you know, what don't you dare tamper with. That same day as the full moon in Cancer, the North Node retrogrades back into Aries. The North Node and South Node are always retrograding. They're always in retrograde. And so they finally switch axes from the Taurus-Scorpio axis to the Libra-Aries axis. And I'm going to do a separate video on this, but this is huge. You know, the nodes shifting is important, especially with it going on the first house, 7th house, Aries, Libra axis. I balance, we versus me, independence versus interdependence. This is really gonna like shift, I feel like, the quality, the content, the amount of people that are in your life, and how you show up in the world, like how, like your place, your status, or like the people that you know, the relationships that you're in. This is pivotal. And then on pivotal, because the North Node is our mission, and Aries is I am, and I just feel like this is a really important place or time in our existence as a species where you have, it's like if you tune in, you can really hear some shit. You can really figure some shit out about yourself. You can really get some shit popping. You can really like restart and change your life with the North Node going into Aries. This is a brand new cycle. Here for it. So on July 22nd, Venus retrogrades in Leo, and she's gonna hang out there for a while. And Leo, you know, is this romantic clarity, this courage, the heart. There's like a shift in love. There's a need to review, reevaluate, especially if you have a Venus, if you have Venus placements, I feel like you're really going to be feeling this season hard. If you have Libra or Taurus placements or Leo placements, I just feel like your life is shifting hardcore. And the initiation of the big shift is in Cancer season. So I told you I was going to pull one card. I'm going to pull from Alana Fairchild's Rumi Oracle. I just love this deck so much. Just get one message. They wanted to give us two. Wow. And the first one is Blessings of Zara. I gotta read this down here. I don't have the lighting. You use thought to seek release from suffering and pain, You use thought to seek release from suffering and pain, while thought is the cause of your suffering and pain. There is something more loving and beautiful awaiting. Do not try to feast upon scraps. Ooh, stop scratching in the dirt for stale breadcrumbs. Arise and move forward towards the seat at the heavenly table gleaming before you. A greater feast awaits your attendance. And you're being called, guided, directly guided to it. It feels like the star card kind of for me. And so there may be somebody with Aquarius, Pisces, Taurus, or Scorpio placements that's really making an impact on your Cancer season. And I just feel like there is something about like, clutching your pearls, inviting me, like little old me. I get to come. You want me there? You want your, a table's been prepared before me? Like for me? What? And it causes this uprising, this like swelling of personal power, physical, spiritual, and sexual energy. And that makes sense because the sacred phoenix heart came out next, and it said, reason says there is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. Perhaps you are scratching your head quizzically or are in deepest despair because you have had to meet a dead end, a frowning no, or a dismissive laugh upon your quest. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge or any cause. Love says there is always another way. Ooh! Definitely giving Aries, Leo, Sagittarius vibes coming in. Aries and Cancer square each other, so I do feel like there is a lot of arm wrestle kind of like growth by way of tension, growth by way of uncomfortability, being really like moved, being inspired in some sort of way. I just feel like there is like a call, a beckoning, and then like this whoosh, this like something goes into flames, and it feels like, it doesn't feel like something bursts into flames in a negative way. Like it feels like rapture. the only way I can like explain that. It just feels like rapture. It's funny, I have a crane tattooed on my back and everybody's like, is that a phoenix? And I'm like, no, it's a crane. But she does kind of have like a phoenixy face. Look at the detail on that. Can you see that? How powerful that feels? I feel like also like what's coming in makes you unrecognizable. It changes you. It changes how you show up in the world. It changes how you move your body. It changes who you move your body with. It changes how you present yourself and how people perceive you. I just feel like this invitation or what's coming in or the next level, it just feels like it may be involving someone. The fuck was that? It just may be involving someone that is fiery, someone that is confident, someone that is assertive, and you being invited to become, you turning into that, you being like churned, it almost feels like. And I'm telling you guys, like, oh, this change doesn't have to be painful, but you know, for some of you it is going to be uncomfortable. But I just feel like everything is so much happening for like, because you are being called. And I feel like if you're brave enough to take the call, like you will be divinely rewarded and divinely protected in this transformation. I love you. I promise you got this. See you over on Patreon.